Now, just to the west of Palm Springs, a vast rolling wilderness. It's called the Santa Snow National Monument. It's quiet. It's a very peaceful spot for hikers and nature worshipers, many taking the time to explore the rigorous Pacific Crest Trail.
Beautiful area, by the way, but it's here where a growing population of an unexpected species have taken control and opened up kind of a political can of worms. Not like North Korea, South Korea, but political nonetheless. CBS Local 2's Kelly Moody investigates how a predator with a fairy-friendly face is wreaking havoc on local natural resources and what it will take to get them out of there.
There's tons of little trails that clearly weren't made by humans up here.
Rick Albert has hiked this section of the Pacific Crest Trail for years. He says he's noticed significant degradation of the paths, and amid the small bloom of California poppies lining the trails, a less charming sight.
Well, the evidence is droppings.
Cow patties.
To have feral cattle on those lands is in direct contrast to, what was intended for these landscapes.
Jack Thompson is the man behind the Wildlands Conservancy. He says he first began raising attention to the cow issue in 2014 after seeing damage done to rare endangered bird habitats, water quality, and potential for disease transmission to bighorn sheep roaming the mountainsides. But with the feral cow population on the rise, all of that is in jeopardy, not to mention the risk hikers now face on the trails.
And out of nowhere, I think I heard it first, and this bull came charging right at me, snorting with, not horns like this, but, some good-sized horns still, coming right at me. I had about a second to jump out of the way, and I hit him on the side of the head with my fence post.
Volunteer Don Line was nearly gored by a feral bull in early March while he was doing maintenance on the trails, far out of cell phone reception. The stories we heard of the elusive feral cattle right in our backyard started to sound like Bigfoot sightings. Naturally, we had to see them for ourselves. Jack Thompson led CBS Local 2 Assistant News Director Tim Kiley and myself on a 7-mile trek deep into our local mountains while we scanned the hillsides for the animals.
What were you just hearing?
It sounded like a cow.
From which direction?
There. It sounded like a moo.
We sent our drone Skyview 2 through the nooks and crannies of the trails, but the cows continued to evade us. Days later, we received this video taken by one of the rangers of a group of cattle grazing just south of the Whitewater Visitor Center.
If you had to put a cost on how much damage has been done?
Oh, I don't even know, honestly. I mean,
Are we talking thousands, millions?
Millions, probably, yeah.
Tens of millions?
Yeah, probably.
Much of that being taxpayer money. The Bureau of Land Management is leading the investigation into the feral cattle.
We've heard a couple of different speculative rumors, and we're trying to do our due diligence to figure out who, if anyone, has an ownership interest at this time.
My theory is they were from the Indian reservations. They, for some reason, didn't work out.
We looked into the rumors surrounding the reservation's involvement. We received this statement from Michael Fisher, spokesman for the Morongo Band of Mission Indians. There is nothing to suggest that this cattle originated from Morongo. Wild cattle have been roaming the San Bernardino Mountains since the late 1800s, when cattle ranches dotted this entire region. The tribe has been in contact with the BLM, the U.S. Forest Service, and others to discuss managing the issue. Douglas Harima from the Bureau of Land Management says there may be between 80 and 120 cattle roaming freely in the area. He says his office is awaiting approval for a funding proposal to proceed with solutions to the issue, some as simple as fencing the area.
The ranchers with whom I've spoken have said that their domestic cattle out on a plain are quite a bit easier to corral than wild animals in the hills.
In the meantime, hikers are warned to steer clear and stay vigilant on the paths for all kinds of environmental dangers, including cows. In Whitewater, Kelly Moody, CBS Local 2.